guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I'm back with another video, and that's all thanks to you guys who have subscribed, viewed, comments, and spread love to me in my previous video, which was like my first vlog ever. Now, knowing that, it encouraged me and gave me more confidence to put up more content, you know, so a really big shout out to all of you and thank you so much. For those of you who are new, my name is Jane. I'm a last year medical student in one of the universities in China, so it's my internship year, and welcome to my video. So today's currently a Friday, and technically it's not yet the end of the week because in this department, which is the gynecology department, they require me to be in the hospital for 6 days per week. And today is definitely a good day because it's still sunny outside, which is rare in this department because usually our time to get off work is very late. So yeah, it's a great day to film a video and tell you my story of my past 5 days. This department is definitely different from the OB department because it really challenges me. It challenges me in my physical aspects and my mental aspects. And gynecology in general is a really fast-paced department compared to the OB because everybody here is just like go 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 go, but then in OB everybody's like, let's just sit back, relax, we'll slowly take this, you know. So that was like the major difference that I swear is very new to me. However, I think that this department kind of gave me a level up as a baby doctor because it requires me to do my routines a lot faster, and teachers here tends to test you out every time, so my critical thinking had improved a lot. And I feel like I retain more knowledge that way because the teacher's always up beside you asking questions and you just have to know them. So yeah, gynecology is just something very new for me right now. So let's talk about other different aspects that I have noticed during my past 5 days here in gynecology. So aside from it being fast-paced, the other thing that I've noticed is that patients in OB, they tend to be a lot happier to see you, you know, because they just have a baby and there's like good things going on within them. So yeah, they're being a mom, they're happy. But patients in gynecology tend to be in severe pain, and this severe pain would cause them to be a teeny bit grumpy, so you just have to forgive them when they're like not eager to see you. So yeah, that's like the obvious first difference that I have noticed here, but it's acceptable and I don't get offended. I'm kidding. And now we come to our daily schedule. So our daily schedule is not that much of a difference compared to the OB side because, you know, we have to be there at the hospital before 8, and then after that, at 8 o'clock sharp, we're going to have an assembly, and that little assembly, the doctor is going to summarize all of their patients. Then right after assembly, we go to rounds. And rounds in gynecology is fast. It's like I just blink and we're done. So yeah, that is like total amazement. And now let's get to the fun part, intern jobs. So there is like an overlap between OB and gynecology. So the first similarities is that, well, actually there's only one similarity. So the similarity is that our main job is to be changing wound dressings and removing sutures. So that is like obstetrics part. But there's this one thing that I just feel so uncomfortable in doing. And that job is pulling out drainage tube from the patient's abdomen. And I feel like in that procedure, there is no way I could free the patient from pain. I'm gonna hurt them one way or another. And no matter how many times I do it, I never feel comfortable. I never feel like I'm looking forward to go see the patient. Never, ever. So yeah, that's the sucky part of it for me personally. But I know some people who enjoy pulling out tubes, but yeah, I'm just not one of them. Just, yeah, I have nothing else more to say about that. And of course, like the OB part, the gynecology also have their own surgery. And the two most popular surgery in gynecology is either a laparoscopy or a laparotomy, where laparoscopy, you would have tiny incisions, like 4 tiny incisions, and then you would insert cameras and look at the patient's abdomen that way, like on the inside. But a laparotomy, you have to open up, like you're gonna have a big incision down the abdomen and then open it up, then you're just gonna do whatever you're gonna have to do in there. So yeah, as an intern, you are gonna be required more in the laparotomy. So what does one intern do in a laparotomy, you ask? So our job here is physically very demanding. So our job is to be holding on to retractors and yeah, helping the professors see what's inside. So that's our major job there. And our second major job is closing up the patient. So you would be doing subcutaneous sutures on top of their abdomen so you could close them up. So yeah, that is like our 2 main tasks in the OR room. And I had a really great experience with it because, like the first time I did it, I got to see the abdominal cavity up close. It was fun. So on days that aren't operation room days, professors, residents, and interns would all be in the physical examination room taking in more patients and doing checkups on them. So during this time, our professors would transform into mega humans because while they are doing vaginal exam on the patient, they would ask us to go do vaginal exams too. And at the same time, they would also be asking us questions like, for example, what could these symptoms possibly be? What disease do you think could be in the differential diagnosis? What management treatment plan? So I don't know, I just feel like it's amazing that they could do everything in the same time. And I'm just there trying to figure out everything what's going on in the patient and trying to answer. And I'm like, yeah, I think it's like this, like this, like this, like that. So I feel like during this time I get to learn the most, but it's really brain challenging for me. But all in all, I think this whole 5 days of gynecology experience has been really, really amazing. And I am lucky and fortunate enough that my team, all of our teachers are really nice and they are very patient and they explain a lot of stuff. And definitely they give me lots of chances to try do all the procedures that they are doing too. So I am really lucky that I have been placed with them. And aside from that, I also have another Chinese intern, so I don't really feel so lonely like compared to my other friends like international program kids. They told me that usually they're alone in the team, so I am really fortunate and I am very happy to have come here. So yeah, it's sort of 1 week down, I guess. Well, technically not so, but yeah, almost a week down, and I'm still standing here. So I hope you guys enjoy that little story session there, and stay tuned for my USMLE tips, and I'll see you guys later. Hi guys. So today currently is a Sunday and I just got back from the hospital. I remember that previously I said that my shifts would be Monday to Saturday, but apparently I got my one day off, which is on a Saturday. Instead, I have to be at the hospital on Sunday, which is today. And I just got back, and today wasn't really a long day. It was more of a post-op day where I have to go check up on patients, wounds, scars, dressing, pull out some sutures from the patient. And today I did something really interesting, because usually patients that I've encountered usually would have ovarian cancer, so they would have their tubes placed on their abdomen. But today I met a patient with a cervical carcinoma, so the tube happened to be inside the vagina. And today was like my first time ever to pull out a vaginal tube. And pulling out tubes from the vagina is a lot easier compared to pulling out tubes from the abdomen of the patient, because one, they are less painful, and two, I don't have to cut out any stitches that is tied to the tube. So yeah, all in all, I was really happy today. And now that I got back home early, ta-da! I made myself some treat. Well, ordered myself some treat off the delivery app here in China. So yeah, now that I have more time, let's talk about USMLE. So in today's USMLE session, I want to talk about approaches. So I know there are many approaches on how to study USMLE, but there are two main types. Two main categories that it could be divided into. Is one by subject based, and the second one is system. So personally, I take the subject-based route because to me it makes more sense to go through it as subject-wise compared to system-wise. There's nothing wrong with the system-wise, but it's just like my personal preference. So yeah, the first subject that I started studying is the biochemistry. And because I just feel like biochemistry is like the basic of everything. So you get to understand the mechanisms more, and it's like a building block kind of thing. So yeah, biochemistry was definitely my first subject. And the second subject that I went through was, I think it was microbiology. Yeah, because I feel like when you know the microbes, you could sort of relate it to the disease. So yeah, my first subject was biochemistry, my second one was microbiome. And my third subject was pharmaco, just because that I already had an idea of how the disease were like from my prior pathology subjects in class. So I tried to refresh myself with pharmaco first, because yeah, I just feel like it needs to be individualized. So I guess by now you guys get the gist that I try to start off with subjects that do not interconnect with each other much. So I try to isolate everything out. And yeah, that was my third subject. My fourth subject, I believe it was physio. And right after my corresponding physio chapters, I would go and study the pathology one, so that I could get the sense of the normal side of the body and the abnormal side of the body. So yeah, that is my fourth and fifth. They're kind of intertwined. And my last portion of the subject is mostly anatomy, neuroanatomy, behavioral science. And yeah, I think that is like, I think I covered all of the subjects, like stepwise, order fashion. So I'm gonna type out the list of subjects that I have gone through in an orderly fashion here, and hopefully it helps you guys out and gives you an idea of how I got my readings done. And yeah, I guess it's safe to say that I could conclude today's vlog, well, this week's vlog, not today, this week's vlog. And as usual, guys, study hard and stay motivated. and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye!